Those haters got to come out. He want to do what now? She wants to do what? Oh, no, she can't do that. He can't do that. When it comes to this section of level 2, guys, you have to be able to ignore these people. So we're going to start off with haters. Now, haters have a job. I want you to understand, guys, this is an occupation that you don't want, but it exists. Let's say, for example, now you cook a nice meal for your family, right? And your guests haven't really arrived yet. So you cook a nice meal for your family and you think to yourself, you know what, let me run to the shower really quick, take a shower before my visitors come. I still have a little bit of time. But before you leave the kitchen, you say, you know, it's kind of steamy in here. So you let up a window. So you let up the window, you go take your shower. You come back about 30 minutes later just to find there are flies all over your food. Now, do you blame the flies or do you blame yourself? See, the flies operated off of instinct. They probably smelled your food, saw a window open and went, oh, we done hit the lottery, right? So now don't be angry because you have allowed the flies to come in and rain on your parade, right? They have a job to do, much like the haters. Don't respond to them. You have to be able to just move on from what they say. This is a section of hearing what they have to say and moving on anyways. Once again, this is a job. Don't take it personal. Don't take personal what a hater is saying, right? Now we have the cousin of the hater, which is the naysayer. Now they're a little bit different, right? Although they're relatives, they're a little bit different, but they're still all in a negative section. The naysayer is pretty much telling you you can't do something because they couldn't do it first. Well, if I couldn't do it, well, I know she can't do it. They're putting their own failures and what they feel like they can do on you, and you don't want to let people do that to you. So you got to be careful of the naysayer. Once you hit level 2, don't allow these people to bring you back down to the bottom. You have to be able to ignore them. Don't allow what they do or say to stop your future. Once you're able to do that, we can now move over to level 3. Now on level 3, we have management. And this is really important, guys. You have to be able to manage what? Time and money. If you can't do these two things, you can't climb this mountain over here. We have 24 hours in a day. We have 8 hours that we have to dedicate to sleep. Now I know everybody doesn't sleep 8 hours, but if you're not getting adequate rest, guys, you're not taking care of your health that we talked about down here. Now I know people say, well, I don't sleep. Well, I hope you sleep, because if you don't sleep, that's going to put a pressure on you mentally and physically, and you won't be able to perform. I didn't say sleep all day, but I said make sure you're getting adequate rest, whatever is good enough for you to be able to physically perform and mentally concentrate. Make sure you're getting that sleep, guys. Jumping back to time, you have to dedicate 8 hours of sleep from that 24 hours. The next 8 hours you have is what? Your job. You have to dedicate 8 hours to your job. There's no really avoiding that. So whatever profession you have, whatever work you do, 8 hours belongs to that. So 16 hours is gone. What do you do with the eight hours that you have left, right? So let's say you get off of work at a certain time, 5 o'clock or whatever. By the time you get off of work, you take about, let's say, an hour to get from work to home, right? If you're stuck in traffic, let's say that takes you an hour, right? You have about 7 hours left. Then you get home. You might want to take care of the kids or arrange your household. You might want to cook. You might want to shower, just kind of, settle down from the day, right? That's another hour gone. And then let's say now you want to pick up the phone. You pick up the phone, you start talking to your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever happened at work. That's taking off some time. So before you know it, you only have about 4 hours left. So in 24 hours, you only have 4 to 5 hours for you. Right? Because you have to drive, you have to cook, and then don't let the car be messed up and you got to go see the mechanic. That's more time, right? You got to go do a state inspection. You got to go do this. Your mom called. She wants you to go take care of this. You got to go to Home Depot to go do whatever. There's so many things that are trying to grab at your time. So it's really important for the 4 to 5 hours on a 24-hour day that you actually have, you want to make sure that you utilize them by doing what? Having the correct habits, right? You want to make sure that you're picking up the right books during this little 4 to 5 hour time span. You want to make sure that you're, breaking down your mind from a long day, meditating, whatever that you might be helpful for you. You want to make sure that you're taking care of that time. It's so valuable, right? So they always like to say that the difference between Bill Gates and yourself is how he uses his 24 hours. Everybody has the same amount of time, as you've probably heard before. It's about what you do with your time. Now, Bill Gates might have more time to himself because this 8 hours doesn't belong to someone else. This 8 hours at a job belongs to him. So now he's got a guaranteed 16. where a lot of us only have this 8 to work from. That's actually being cut by little chores and things that you have to do. So think of it as you only really have 4 to 5 hours in a day that are free for you. You really need to focus on those hours and what you do at that time. Moving over to money. You have to be able to manage your money, guys. As simple as not getting into debt, credit card debt, you have to be able to pay your bills, guys. There's really no easy way to say this, but it's simple. If you cannot control the dollars in your pocket, you cannot move up to level 4 because you are poor with your financial management. A good example that I want you guys to check out is the 70, 10, 10, and 10 theory. And this is what I use personally in my life that's really helped me. And it's by Jim Rohn. You can check that on YouTube. I'll drop a link down there for you to check that out. But essentially what it's talking about is that when you get paid, you take 70% of your income and you use that to take care of the bulk of your bills, rent, etc., car insurance, right? Then you would take another 10% and you could give that to charity, a church if you're choosing, etc. Another 10% would be for a type of investment, right? So you can invest in a business plan that you might have, or whatever ideas that you might have is really just to invest in. And that third 10% would be letting someone else use your money to make more money. So if you give your money to the bank, I think it's called a CD. If you give your money to a bank, you're making money, I guess, little pennies, but you're making money by letting someone else hold your money. So now I'm not a professional at the 70, 10, 10, 10 theory. That's why I will definitely push you guys and advise you to check out Jim Rohn's theory. He's really good at that. And there's other ideas out there, but it's really just about getting control of your money and your finances so that way you can move up to level 4.